Alright, this is Comfy Biscuits, and now I'll be showing you how to do racing training race, pretty much the bulk of the game, what you're gonna be doing for most of the time. And basically this game is sort of like a roguelike, because each run is separate from the other run, and the only thing that actually affects the other runs are your what do you call it? Are your inheritances. So I already have one run right here with Sakura Bakshino. I'm gonna actually not gonna do this. I'm gonna end this run prematurely, but at least show you what the little menu buttons right here. So I'll explain all of this stuff right here later. All these buttons right here, this one, whatever. But I'll explain the ones in this little button first. Alright, so this thing is your help. Well, if you're like me, Japanese is bad, is doo-doo. You probably can't read most of the stuff here because there's a lot of kanji. This button, just returns you back home. So if you want to do, you have something to do, maybe, I don't know, do your PvP, something, just click on that button, it will bring you back home. This button, Kirameru, basically means give up, and then I don't want. You don't want to accidentally click on this actually, because it will end your run. It will throw in the towel. Just give up. Actually, I'm not even sure if it. Yeah. Okay. So, giving up a run, basically you don't even get the inheritance. So, unless you're trying to do another girl, if you want to switch your horse girl, don't do this, because you'll just be wasting TP. But if you want to switch horse girls, yeah, just use this. This thing actually just shows you my inheritance, what decks I'm using right now. And I'll explain what I've been talking about inheritance. I'll just explain that later too. These ones are your trophies. These are all the races that I've won. So far I've only won my debut race and a G2 race. This ones are your notes, little achievement stuff. That's what I think. This is option. Pretty much can't read most of these except for this one. Voice, BGM. Actually don't know what this one is, but this is BGM. This is the voice. And since I'm gonna be starting a new run, I'm gonna end this run. It's just telling you that you don't gain your TP back when you end your run, so just a heads up. Alright, back then there was a little Sakura Bakshino picture, but now it's gone, so because I ended the run. And it changes for each horse girl. So if you had rice shower, it would show a little chibi of rice shower. But we'll do a run right now. So this, we'll get a little explanation in Japanese. We'll start, and so this is the basic training mode, and this is the gold. I'm not gonna try to explain. It's the gold ship mode, and I think this one is for farming money. Actually, I haven't done this yet, so I don't know what you actually get from this. But for the sake of the tutorial, I'll just use the regular mode, because this is what you'll probably be doing most of the time. This one is just a little event thing for Gold Ship's birthday. So do that. Start. Alright, so first off, you get to choose which horse girl you want to do the run for. So I have all these, blah blah blah. But for beginners, I would recommend just using Sakura Bakshino, because one, she's a 1-star, which means everybody will have her as long as you roll. Gosh, you'll probably get her. And two, she's really good. She's really good for a beginner account, because she can pretty much do the Ura finals pretty easily without much effort. So you don't have to really invest much on her. Just at least get some nice support cards, make it easier for yourself. So for this tutorial, I'll just use Sakura Bakshino. Yeah, I'll just use her. And then once you confirm, you have to choose 2 inheritances. And I don't really have much inheritances except for Kuren-chan. And when you click your inheritance, I can't really show it, but what's important right now. What's important right now, if you're someone like me who has basic Japanese, or you don't even understand Japanese at all, is you just look at this little icon right here, and what you will want to try to do is at least make this a circle, or a circle, like 2 circles. There's a big circle and a small circle. That's like the best outcome you want. If you don't know what you're doing, just do that. Just try to make a circle or 2 circles. So well, since Kuni-chan's good at short distance, I'll just use her as inheritance, and these things I highlight will just pretty much show what stats using her will benefit. Alright, so I select my first one. You need 2 horse skills to inherit, by the way. And we'll pick the second one, and I think I'll use a rental. So these 2 buttons right here, this thing is for your own horse girl, so these ones pretty much are all my runs, and I can't use, actually I think, yeah, so this one is Sakura Bakshino, and I can't use her because I'm already using her as a base one. You can't use the same horse girl, but what you can do, I think, is you can, if she's like in this part of the inheritance, like a parent, you can use her, but you just can't be the main one. And so these are the ones that you own. This button, Rentaru, is just rental, and all my friends have the same Daiwa Scarlet, so it doesn't really matter which one I choose, I think. Yeah, so it's a little trainer name and all the other little details. And this thing is kind of important. This is how many rentals you could do in a day. So you could do 3 rentals. So I haven't used mine up, so I had 3 out of 3. And as you noticed before, let me see that. Okay, see how this is a triangle? When I go click and rent somebody, it changes into a circle. So obviously, yeah, might as well do it, because something, if you don't know what you're doing, something must be done, right? If it's a circle. And the pink ones, this is the second inheritance. So pinkish is what the second inheritance will affect. When actually I'm gonna use my own Daiwa score, because this one has better stats than the G plus rank everybody has. So use that, and pretty much shows you what stats are affected. See, my mile went up to an A. Well, it's always been an A, but I'll just show you which ones will get affected. And if you're just lazy, you just wanna, just wanna do your runs for the day, this button, Omakase, basically means just do whatever, like, let the game pick for you whatever's recommended, and it'll just auto do it for you. But if you really want the best outcome, and you want to get a little like specific on your stats, you can manually choose them. And this button right here is the reset button, so just clicking it just resets it. Just be careful not to click on it again, because the more runs you do, the more you will actually have here, so it'll get really annoying. And then we'll go, actually I don't know what this button does. Oh, okay. So this button, it's quite important. This is important later on, actually. This shows you all the skills of these are the parents' skills, and then these are the horse girls, the ones that she actually has. So Kuni-chan actually has a lot. I don't even know how she got this much, but those that you really have to worry about is you want 3 stars. If you're looking for inheritances, look at the 3 stars ones, because those ones are the best. If you want 3-star inheritances, and since you're having trouble, if you're like me, you can't read kanji and whatever, just look at 3 stars. That's all. And if I scroll down here, I'll have 1 stars. So this is why it's good to have really nice friends, because some of the people have really good forces already, because they've been playing for like a long time. Not a long time, but they've been playing quite often. Then we'll just click this to just confirm. Actually, I want to know what this one is. Oh, this one just shows you all the skills that you'll start out with, I think, yeah. So when you start at the game, these are the skills. I hope I'm right. I hope these are I think these are the skills that you will have, actually. These are the skills that you will have when you start the game. So you do learn skills as you play the game, but uh, there are some skills you start off with. So when you start off immediately, you already have these skills. Just click this button just to confirm. Let me drink some water. So this is the deck screen. This little button right here is to rename your deck. It also takes English letters, so you can do it. But I'm not really gonna mess with that. Oh. This one's to copy. So if you wanna copy this deck to another slot, just click on whichever number, deck 3. Alright, this is open copy. So just copy here. And I'll just copy it. So deck slot 3 has this same deck, same exact deck. And so now for basic deck building, if you're doing Sakura Bakshino, what I recommend is just pick all the little speed cards. So all I picked are all speed cards, and I just picked 4 speed cards. It's speed, heart, stamina, power, guts, and these are specials. The little happy person face thing is, I think they're called trainer cards, but yeah, they're the special cards. And obviously this button, reset, this one is recommended. Let the game pick for you. Which, if you're doing Sakura Bakshino, I wouldn't recommend doing it, because it gives you like these kind of weird decks. And what we really want is just focusing on speed. So all speed cards right here. All right. And once you start doing different runs, different builds, like long range ghost girls, you probably have to pick different cards. But for simplicity's sake, doing Sakura Bakshino, all boots, just pick blue boots. Let me see. Oh yeah, this slot right here, this little pink outline, this says friend. Click on that, and you can add, well, not add, but like you can just choose from a list of people. And if you're if you're unsatisfied with them, just click on this little recycle little circle button. It'll refresh the list for you. And another important thing is you can't use the same horse girl. Like you can't use the same card. So I can't have another card with Teo on it. If I look at this right now, I can't use this Teo card because I already have Teo in here, so I won't let you use it. And also, you can't use the same. Let me see. I can't use a Sakura Bakshino card because I'm using her as my trading. So I can't. If there's a Sakura Bakshino card here, I actually don't know if I have one. Let me see. Okay, another little useful thing, even if you don't know Japanese, this is your little filter thing, and all that really matters is though this. If you want to look at your bears, SSRs, click on these, and these things are these ones are speed, stamina, and power. And this is for your guts, this is for your int, and these are for the trainer cards. So if you're looking to make a specific build and you don't wanna mess with all your cards, like rummage through your little entire inventory, you can use these to filter. These ones are a little bit more specific. Like these ones, if you at least know some katakana, like these ones right here, you can probably mess with these, but yeah, these ones, at least know if you want to make searching your cards a little bit easier. You can maybe learn these. You just check for all my cards. Let me see if I can find another Teo card. I don't have any duplicates. Yeah, I don't have any duplicates. But if I had a Sakura Bakshino card, I won't be able to use it because I'm using her. That's just a little heads up, because you probably won't know why you can't run. And usually the cause is you have the little support card of the character, and the base of the character is like it's the same one, and you can't do that. So yeah, that's the little thing. And this button, this shows you the little bonuses of what the card has. Again, a lot of it is in kanji, so it's gonna be very hard to actually know what they mean. And I think these ones, yeah, this will just show you what skills you can get using the cards to the events, which I'll explain later, because that's more in the a little more in the when you're actually playing the game. And right now, just click confirm. It shows you your deck, your 2 inheritances, the parent. We'll start. It takes like 30 TP to start a game. If you're like me, don't understand what's happening, just skip everything. I think this one skips all events, I think. Yeah, this one I think skips all events, which is why I have it marked, but it doesn't really matter what this screen does. It's just asking you if you want to skip stuff or not. Alright, so we have a little notification of what the inheritances will give us. It's pretty much what we saw before, but in a little animated form. We'll just skip that. Alright, so it says 11 turns. So 11 turns until our debut race. So we have 11 turns to training. Alright, and first off, what I recommend you doing is at least this little arrow thing. This is your morale. So you want this to be up. So if I go turn it right now, this first button I'm gonna introduce is your little hangout, or like date your Uma Musume, I guess. So this one, you just hang out with them, and it'll increase their little morale up, which is what it does. And this one uses one turn. All of these buttons will use one. All of these buttons, this one will use a day if you use it. The skill ones, they don't take a turn to use. They don't take any turn to use, actually. Yeah, they don't take a turn to use because it's just here to learn your skills. So you basically want this to be up at all times, because you do get, I think you do get increased stat point gain, which is really good because it can add up over time. And this thing right here is your goal. So I think this is this is the debut race. That's our current goal right now. So the debut race. Yeah. And one other very important thing is this little button right here. This little button is your plan, your it just shows you all the races that you will have to do. So what you only really need to look at is there's a number right here, and most of the time this number tells you what place you have to be in this race. So for I don't know, spring stakes, I don't know what this is. But this one I have to place 3rd place, this one 5th place. This one actually doesn't say anything. So if it doesn't say anything, usually it means you just have to compete in that race. So that's yeah, so the further you go on, you start to see that you see all these ones: first place. So that means the later on you go into your training, the harder the actual placement is. So you have to be first place in most of these, and which is why most of the time you will fail, because that's just part of the game. You have to fail a lot, but it is easy. It's easy in the beginning because you don't have too much. You don't have to place 5. It's not that difficult. And the other important information to look at is this thing right here. So this thing, this number is how many fans you need to have by the time before you get to this event. So before this race, I need to have 375 fans, and it goes up every time. Usually you don't have to worry about this. The only time you have to worry about this is when you're actually losing races. Like, let's say I didn't win my debut race, I got like 2nd place or something, and you get more fans if you win a race. So if you don't have enough fans, you have to actually do some races, which I'll explain later, to increase your fans. But yeah, you need to meet this number, and this number right here is how many fans I have. So right now I have 1 fan, which is the trainer is I would assume is the 1 fan, but yeah, this will go up later on. Don't have to worry about some horse girls actually have requirements where it's not a race, but you need to have 10,000 fans for a set date. So obviously those ones you have to just farm fans for the deadline. And one other important thing to do is next to these races, there's this little information button. You click on that and it'll show you this race. So this is the spring stakes. So the spring stakes is 1,800 meters. So what you have to look at really is just this thing, 1,800 meters this way. So this shows you that this race is sort of long, 1,800 meters, and that, well, it's just a medium-sized race, I guess. And you look at this one right here, 1,200 meter. So what we can gather from this is that Sakura Bakshino will mostly be running short races. So when I explain how to build her later, this is how you sort of look at, this is how you forecast like what races you should be doing, or not what races, what stats you should be increasing, because some horse girls run long distance, and 1,200 meters, that's really short. That's short distance. So you don't have to worry about building for long distance. This one is for short distance. So most of Sakura Bakshino's races are all short distance. So you don't have to worry about most of the other stats to build, because she's a short distance horse girl. And this one, I actually have no. This one's just your class. There's a little pyramid that will show up later after every race, and I'll explain that. And this one is your stamina bar. As your stamina bar gets lower, the success rate for training, the failure rate for training actually increases. So you have to balance your you have to keep them well rested, as well as like manage that bar. And this little button, this just shows my little like rank. So this little pyramid I talked about earlier, this is the little like a ranking system for your horse girl. And this one's debut, this one's beginner, this one's bronze, this is silver, gold, platinum star, top star, and legend. And then the corresponding fans. And then this kanji is just for like kanji for people, and it's just for how many fans you have. So pretty much the more fans you get, the higher in the hierarchy you will go. But since we're starting up, we just have 1 fan, so we're in debut, which is the lowest one. This little help button just shows you some helpful information if you know Japanese, but since I have no idea what this means, so it doesn't really help. This thing is just your statistics, which is what I explained earlier. So Sakura Bakshino, oh yeah, this is actually very important. These things right here. So Sakura Bakshino gets 20% bonus for speed and no, not power, and intelligence. So this is sort of guiding you on what you should be building, or like what this horse girl is. If like she gets bonuses on speed, then obviously she might be a short distance runner. And the int is just for skill activation. But some horse girls like McQueen, I'm sure McQueen has a stamina 20% increase of stamina, or someone, and they're all different. Each horse girl has a different bonus for each one, and it sort of just tells you on what they're focusing on. They're like 20% on stamina, then maybe they're a long distance racer. Because some of them have a little, they're leading towards like a specific type of race. So Sakura Bakshino, like I've always been saying, she's always leaning towards short distance races. I mean, you can make her long distance, but that's like really difficult. And this just shows you her skills. 1 skill, just her skill. And these are your stats: her speed, stamina, power, guts, int. Shows the max. These are your base stats. Nothing really big here. These are your skill points you can use to learn some skills. Alright, so I'm gonna talk about these buttons. So these buttons right here. This one already talked about your skill. This one is to rest. So what resting does is you just recover your it takes 1 turn and it recovers your stamina bar up. It's just pretty much what the date can also do, but the difference is sometimes the dates that going out with them or hanging out with them won't increase your stamina bar. So this one is sort of random, but it's also focused mainly on increasing your morale. And this little grayed out thing is your oh god, this is for when you have like a specific condition, so it's like a little debuff for your horse girl. So say like they have a bad day or something, you get a little debuff, you will have to click on this button to get rid of that debuff. And I recommend doing this, like if this it always pops up, always click on this, because you get some of the debuffs you get are kind of bad, because there are debuffs where you training for speed, you just straight up gain no speed at all and you waste a turn. So you always click on these buttons. Click on this button if it pops up, because it's basically bad. And we show the little training thing. Click on that. Shows you all the training icons. So this first one, speed, stamina, and what you'll see is when you train one stat, it also increases the secondary one. So speed increases power, stamina will increase guts, power will increase stamina, and guts will increase speed and power, and studying intelligence will just increase your speed and intelligence. And intelligence is unique because it doesn't use up stamina. So all these, I'll show this first. Let me see which one. All these use stamina. See that? Oh, I got disconnected. Oh, but this one uses stamina. You lose stamina. But if I go to training, if I go to train my int, I actually gain some stamina back. But you can still fail. You can still fail, but failing a study or like int training won't be negative in the long run, because these ones will actually have negatives. If you fail all of these 4 ones, you can actually lose, like, I don't know, more stamina or lower your motivation, which is bad. And another important thing are these little icons right here. So these icons are the cards. You can tell if it's your card because it has a little icon of the speed cards. These are all my speed cards. That's another speed card. And I'm pretty sure the little plus icon on it, no, not little plus, that's a little exclamation point, is I think you get a little bit more in increase in this bar, which is your friendship bar. I'll click on that, and you see you went up a little bit. And you sort of want to max that, and you want to max that because when you max out a relationship with a card, you can you get a little rainbow effect or something, which if you use that card you get more points, but it's a lot more easier to explain once it pops up. And this button, which is locked right now, this is just racing, which after we do our debut race, this will be unlocked. These ones, it's just the same, like skip skills, skip settings we saw earlier. This one is your log, which is just shows you what happens. Pretty much still can't read most of these because it's in Japanese. But now I'll just want to hang out with her, increase her not stamina, morale. And then you get some of these dialogues. Most of the time these choices don't matter because I can't read them. I just click whatever, and you get some stats. Like, see, I got a little int boost, and then right now I'll just do everything. I'll just train until the debut race. But one guide, if you're confused on what to train, is the more, I actually forgot if I said this earlier, but the more you have right here, the better, because all of the cards that show up will increase in the little bar thing, and you want to do that because of the little rainbow thing I mentioned earlier. But if you don't want to mess with this, and you're just doing Sakura Bakshino, Just do speed. Just focus on just do speed all the time. Maybe some stamina. At least get the stamina to 100, because I did do a run with Sakura Bakshino and she didn't have 100 stamina, and I sort of just started losing some races. But at least get her stamina to 100, and then just focus on speed. And you notice right now, even my speed cards are showing up in the stamina section. That's because it's always random. Just because you pick all speed cards just doesn't mean that all of your speed cards will show up here, because that would be kind of broken. So they're always random. So if you really want to maximize your run, just make sure to check out most of these choices. And since I see 3, this one is different. This one's like the training with the there's like a reporter, Tazuna, and this is the principal. These ones are separate. They're not they just happen normally. These will show up in regular gameplay, but these ones are all my cards. So we'll do this one because there's 3 of them, and that's good. And it increases all that. You get the little tiny events. Whatever. Which cards you do will also affect what events you see. So we had a tail support card, and we got a little tail event. And one thing you start to notice is this little percentage thing increases. So what this means is your chances of failure. So this is a 16% chance of failing because our stamina is going down. So the lower your stamina is, the higher chance of failure, basically. And it's different for most of these things. I have no idea why, but it's random. Most of these have different failure rates. So we have 17% chance of failing, but there's an increased Nishino flower, I guess, relationship. Might as well do it. Hope we don't fail. And it worked, so we're good. So if you do these little events, by the way, you also get random skills, and it depends on the card. Most of this text you probably won't be able to understand. Just know that they're usually good, unless it's like down arrow or something. And I think the Nishino flower gave us a skill. I'm actually not sure which one. It might be this one. But some of these cards will give you a special event where you learn a skill. Not learn a skill, but you have the ability to learn that skill, and that can be important later on. And so, hello, don't really want to train because you have a 63% chance of failing. We're gonna do it anyway. And we failed. So I'll show you what happens when you fail. I don't know. Oh, you see your morale went down. And I think you also lose some of your stats. Actually, don't know. I didn't catch that, but we'll go rest. Go on a rest. Let's see cards. Oh, most of it's here. That's what it is. I'll do that. And before the race, the only thing that affects a race is the morale. I don't think I've heard people saying that this stamina bar affects your race, like how your race will turn out. Oh, those are bad. Alright, let's rest. I don't think this will affect what your race is, but I'm pretty sure this does. This does affect your race. Alright, so it's race day. So when you go racing, this thing will change. You have your skill button, and this is the race button. This one, learn some skills. Oh yeah, if you forget to learn your skill points, right here. This one, just click it. It'll show you your race. What race we have to do? So we have to do this debut race. Let's do this race. For all the races in this run, I'll probably skip most of them except for this first one, just to show you how the race looks like. And this one, this top thing right here is just the name of the race, information on the race, what you win, first place, you get 700 fans, 2nd place, blah blah blah, the drops. These are the drops you can get from the race. And these circle things, you want this to be full circle. No, not full circle. You want this to be a circle or a circle with this little outer circle on it. And I'm actually not sure, but these ones represent, I don't know, that might be the beginning of the race, the middle of the race, and the end of the race, and how your horoscope will perform at those stages. I'm not actually sure if that's what it means, but yeah, usually if it's like a triangle or straight line, it's kind of bad, and it's okay to have those because you can't really control this to an extent. And this right here, your stats, your skills. I don't really have any. I only have one skill. And what is this? Rating? It's not rating strategy. These are just what I'm good at. I'm good at turf. Blah blah blah. Your morale. This right here, you actually might have to mess with this sometimes. This right here is your racing. This right here is your racing strategy. Oh. So yeah, what I said earlier. This is. You want to be in the back, and then you slowly, slowly speed up near the end. This one, I can't really explain what these ones are, to be honest, but these ones, since we're A on these, we can use these ones. And let's just go with this one. Basically, if you don't know what you're doing, just pick on which one has the highest letter. A. Since this ones have A's, I'll just pick whichever. And these buttons would show you which other girls you're facing. And this one's the list of all the girls you're facing. And it looks like we're kind of gonna crush them because we're the only ones with circles. Yeah, we're the only ones with circles. And this little text right here just shows you what the announcers are saying. So this button is to skip the race entirely. Usually this is locked. If you've never done a race before, this will be locked. But if you have done a race with this race, since I've already done this race with Sakura Bakshino, I can skip it. But well, same buttons. But yeah, we'll watch this race because it's part of the tutorial that I want to show you. Alright, this shows you the list. And then just start the race. Shows you a little confirmation. And also skipping, we'll skip right now. It skips you to one stage of the race. This one is the starting of the race, so you just want to skip the intro. And if I press this one more time, it'll skip me to the last burst of the last spurt of the race. Which if you don't wanna watch all this beginning of the race, and you just want to skip to the end, just press this again the second time. Pressing it a third time will just skip the race entirely. Okay, so the race is off. Obviously this is your placement. This is the camera. Clicking on this will change the camera, your view angle. This one will just speed up the race 2 times, 4 times, off. This right here is your progression, no progression bar. And and your horoscope will be the one lighting up. I don't know if it's hard to see, but you can kind of see it glowing a little bit. And that's where your horoscope is, in relation to everybody else. And you can also see the little meter markers. That's 400 meters. It has 400 meters. So, oh yeah, we got a little nice skill activation. So we're gonna go to first place. And near the end, last spurt, whatever it's called, the placement bar will disappear, and you just watch. You can just watch, just sit back and relax. You really don't have to do anything in this one. It just plays out by itself. We'll skip that. You get a little animation, whether you win or lose. It's always different. And we won. This button is to replay that race if you want to watch yourself crush the competition again. Oh, this is pretty much not that important. Just shows you details of the race and the weather. And since we won, we got a lot more fans. So now we're now in the beginner section. It shows you what rewards we got. We got money. This button right here is live. So if you want to watch the concert, little concert thing, click on this button. And this one's just to continue. We're gonna skip the live because I don't want to get copyright strike. So every time you complete a little like goal, they'll show you this screen, which is basically what your next goals are. So the next goal is to get 5th place in, I can't read that, something junior, but just 5th place. That's all that matters. So we just go. You have 8 turns for this. Each Uma Musume will vary how many turns you have between each race or event. The turns will vary, but it is important to know because later on the turns will be a lot less. So if I'm like 1 to 2 turns till the end, I might have like no turns at all, 0 turns at all, and I don't have any time to turn. Not turn, to train. And that's important to know. So earlier on, you have a lot of time between events, so you get a lot of time to train. So we'll just train. We'll just train speed. There are also some events that you can't control that pop up, and it will just straight up take a turn away from you, and you can't do anything about that because it's just a game. It's an in-game event, and you can't do anything, and it'll take up a turn, which can be bad, yeah, but you can't really do anything about it. You also saw my training. One of my training icons for speed actually changed. So here's one thing I forgot to mention. The more you use a certain training, so I've been using speed training for a while. So this leveled up, which means it'll be a lot more efficient. You get more points. So the more I train this, it'll go up to level 3, level 4, level 5. And you want to do this on the training, on the stats that your force scroll actually has to focus on. So yeah, for speed, you just wanna, it'll level up. Just focus, just keep doing speed training. It'll keep leveling up by itself automatically. Yeah, I'll probably end this stream and start another one. This one's kind of long also, so the next video will just be just me finishing this run.